members of the 9th Parliament started off vibrant, exercising their duties in ways that were only described as admirable, showing that they would be the independent lot. Their numbers were huge, and the chambers were too small to hold them all. Speaker Rebecca Kadaga was forced to plan for the new construction of a new chamber to hold the over 400 legislators. That was a while back. Lately, only a few MPs come to Parliament. There are looming fears of a financial crisis for members of the August House. On many occasions, Parliament has seen empty benches because of MPs' absenteeism, forcing the Speaker to adjourn because of lack of quorum. At committee level 2, the chairpersons hardly raised the required number of MPs to transact committee business. Some members of Parliament who did not want to be named told NTV that many of their colleagues are now dodging Parliament because they are in debt.
One of the reasons I know is that these moneylenders can witch hunt you up to your workplace. So if you are not a very strong man, you can never stand it. You can run away to have some peace.
So definitely you see members here, they are dying, they are moving here, they are hiding, they are doing all those kind of things. They have all those financial problems. And some of them are new. They are not like us who have been here for some time. They are new. Some of them, they were excited. They thought that was a lot of money.
According to reliable information, about 80% of members of Parliament have secured loans of up to 500 million shillings. Although these monies are deducted from Parliament, the majority have gone ahead to get non-secured loans from moneylenders, and this is where the big troubles start. They hardly attend Parliament business and even ignore strange phone calls because they are being hunted by moneylenders. Financial managers and some of their colleagues blame them for lack of financial discipline.
You have some MPs who actually come in when they have not earned big money. And they come in, they find that they are going to earn big money out of the blue. And they don't sit down on the plan and say, if I earn this big money, what are my plans? They start spending beyond what they expected.
Personally, I took the courage and initiative to talk to some of the new members of Parliament. I told them about the dangers of taking loans, which you are not prepared for and which you have not planned for.
We are told that some of those who got huge loans spend the money on luxurious houses, cars, and extravagant lifestyles. The Parliament car park is full of very expensive vehicles, but as the MPs have gone broke, some cars have been parked because their fuel consumption is more than they can afford just now. Members of Parliament get taxable salary of 2.6 million shillings, irrespective of which constituency they represent. All MPs get 103 million shillings for the cars they are supposed to use for constituency work. Besides this, MPs who represent constituencies from hard-rich districts like Karamoja, Zombo, Gulu, Bundibujo, among others, get 30 million shillings as allowances. MPs who represent areas around Kampala and other near districts get 20 to 27 million shillings in allowances. MPs are also entitled to allowances each time they sit or travel for committee work.
People do spend a lot in the constituencies. There are a lot of pledges where people are fulfilling. So fulfilling these pledges in the constituencies, people go and borrow. Members of Parliament go and borrow. And of course, when they borrow at a very high interest rate. They borrow just for the sake of saving their seats in the
There is a high degree of conspicuous consumption where people want to consume things that people will realize that they are not like the other ones, but they are slightly better. And then there is the competitive consumption. People want to be like, if that one can have this, why can't I have this?
And many MPs who have suffered financial crisis before have always warned the new MPs to avoid loans.
Once you are bitten by a snake, you must know how to deal with it next time. I was here in the previous Parliament, that's the 8th Parliament, and I happened to be a victim. That is why I took the initiative to orient some of my friends who came in about the dangers of taking unplanned for loans.
And this is where MPs find their pay slips. We are told, though, that MPs now ignore the pay slips because many are getting zero balance, and those who are lucky get 100 to 200,000 shillings after paying loans and other debts. But this is not the only parliament that is being affected by financial crisis.
I was here in the 7th Parliament, the same thing happened. In the 8th Parliament, it happened. In the 9th Parliament, it's still happening. It is true that members exhausted their money. But Ugandans out there should know that Parliament is a part of the Ugandan society. What you see out there is the same what is happening here. We are not different. We are not different. If business is not doing well out there, it's not also doing well to us. Some members borrowed money, they took it to some business, and business, they failed to do well.
Some MPs now say this might affect efforts to have a democratic and independent parliament, as many elected MPs are now vulnerable to those who can compromise them to pass and support useless policies that are dangerous to Ugandans. Agnes Nanduttu, NTV, Parliament.